Bombshells is Sydney, and it's Talk About It Tuesdays. Whoop whoop.
I got a whole bunch of ways.
All right.
Turn him on, girl.
Well, this week's topic kind of came out of a conversation that I had with two young ladies, and it kind of got me thinking about how women manage anger and frustration in our lives. Basically, one of my girlfriend's husbands took a CrossFit class. And if you know anything about CrossFit, CrossFit is a very testosterone-driven environment to me. They want you to do like 1,000 pull-ups, 100 push-ups, and then go flip a tire. No, Sydney doesn't do that. You see these nails? I can't break a nail. I'm not flipping a tire. That's not happening. But what was interesting about the story was my girlfriend shared that her husband was one of the very few men that were in the class, that 90% of the participants in class were women. And that just blew my mind, because I'm thinking that is a real grunt, flip a tire type of a thing, not something that you would see women doing often. So it got me just kind of thinking, like, what would attract a woman to that type of fitness modality? Then I kind of had that conversation with the person who I've been taking HIIT bootcamp classes with. Shout out to Monet over at Renita Fitness. She is absolutely kicking my butt, but I'm loving every minute of it. But in addition to teaching her HIIT and bootcamp classes, she also is a kickboxing instructor. Again, a hoo-ha kind of a thing. And what was interesting that she brought up to me was that women need an outlet for frustration and aggression, and more masculine, and I'm using that term very loosely, no disrespect to women who absolutely love CrossFit. I know quite a few women who do. But it gives you an outlet to kind of get out anger and frustration. So my question is, what are you doing to manage your anger and frustration? I know for me, one of the big things I do is I dance. Hence the reason I've chosen pole as my primary movement modality. And in terms of leaving it all on the dance floor, you know, I feel like all forms of dance are an opportunity to communicate emotions, yes? And so for me, anger is just an emotion. And some days I'm angry, but I bring it here and I leave it on the dance floor. So it made me think, do you have an outlet for your anger? If you don't have an outlet for your anger, it's usually one of two ways that it manifests itself. One is you internalize it all. And that isn't good for your spirit. It isn't good for your heart. It isn't good for your physical body. You can make yourself sick because you're harboring so much anger or resentment inside of you. The second becomes you lash out at everything. So your kid forgets to take out the garbage and it's like World War III in your house. You flipping stuff over because they forgot to pick up the toys off the floor. Or, you know, you're ready to choke your husband when he comes home. So we want to look for some positive outlets for our anger. And I'm really curious as to what you're doing to manage your anger. Put the comments below. As women are reading these, we're reading these, and I really believe that we can learn from each other. Give us some anger management solutions that have worked for you. So, that's our question this week. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. If you're thinking about coming to a session this summer, we are down to our very last spots, and I would love to dance with you. But until next week, boobs up, butts out. Bye-bye. Be a bombshell.
I got a whole bunch of ways.